I think we're rocking and rolling here, guys. Ooh, except for that. That's bad. So why did I do it that way? Well, welcome. Wasn't even thinking. All right, so can I connect? Welcome to the stream, everybody. It's Chris Judd, the Giving Day Guy. You're going to see a lot of me looking here and here and here and here and here because I am rehearsing. Is basically what this comes down to. I've got some more live stream obligations coming up in the near future, and much like a band or a speaker or any sort of comedian, performer, you can't go into a live gig cold. So we're trying to plug everything in. I didn't quite get everything plugged in yet, so you'll probably see at least one or two more broadcast tests here in the next 2 to 3 days. So if you enjoy just hanging out with me, great. So just prepare for a few minutes of awkwardness. I will keep an eye out for your comments here. I don't think that's going to work. This I should have done. I don't know why I thought to do it this way. I don't need to be. See, I don't need to have this like that. I should have it. All right, let's get out of there. Why not just do it like this? That's how it's supposed to be done, man. That's why I was having. Let's play some more music for you guys while we screw around here. The one big thing that I was really checking to see was whether or not Restream would connect to Twitter. So if you're watching me live on Twitter, hey, it worked. And it worked very smoothly and simply. So that's a big improvement since the last time I was really playing around here. All right, I gotta throw the preview window up. Now you can see, that's how I should have had it set up. There's still some things that I'm going to need to figure out here. I mean, you see, I have the Rodecaster Pro here, but I don't have it plugged in. Like, I don't have it active, so I can't really play around with this stuff. Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm going to need to do this again in the next couple days. And this thing I'm going to be bringing to physically plugged in, but it's a Rodecaster Pro. It's a professional sound system. And I need to program it. That'll probably take me at least half a day, probably either 2/3 of the day to a full day to get that thing in order to where I want it to be, which will probably also necessitate a couple of tests just on its own. And then I got to figure out if I'm going to move back out of this corner, back over into the middle of the living room, or if I'm going to stay here in this spot. I do kind of like it here. I'm kind of comforted by having all this stuff kind of surrounding me in here with the bookshelf and everything behind me. But I'm not 100% sure. The lights and the plugs and things work out this way. I can certainly share that we are preparing for the launch of Generosity Live on April 5th. It's next Tuesday. This will be Generosity Live Arizona. So each edition of Generosity Live will be tied to a community or a region or a state. Our debut edition will be April 5th in Arizona, which is simultaneous with Easy Gives Day. the 10th annual AZ Gives Day, which you can see this is year 10 of AZ Gives Day. They've raised over $30 million over the years. And I'll be interviewing a few nonprofits that night. Let's just go ahead and announce it. So our first Generosity Live broadcast will be at noon Pacific time, so 3 p.m. Eastern, next Tuesday, April 5th. So mark your calendars. You may have gotten a notification already that broadcast is happening. Then we'll be live 3 more times throughout the evening with Esperanza and that is wrong. That is the wrong time. So I need to fix those graphics. It's 7 o'clock Eastern time or 4 p.m. Pacific time. Then we'll be chatting with our neighbors, Farm and Pantry, at 8 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Pacific, and No Kill Pima County at 9 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. Pacific. So there's already an error on these graphics. So remind me to delete and fix those. I'm glad I didn't schedule those broadcasts out yet because that would have been wrong. I'm going to try and see. Well, first of all, are we live on Twitch? Yes, we are live on Twitch, so that's good. We're live on Twitter. Let's see. This is the other thing. It's very difficult for me to monitor Switcher Studio. Okay. It's very difficult for me to monitor everything that's happening in this sort of setup. I can get everything going. I can get it all running, but this has always historically been the problem for me in creating such a sophisticated live broadcast, is that when you're watching, it looks very disjointed when I'm on camera because I'm trying to do so much. And I'm really curious, if you want to leave it in the comments of whichever stream you're watching, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or Twitch. I don't even check and see if I'm live on LinkedIn. Should be working. It is. I'm wondering what the trade-off is with being sort of a solo broadcaster like this and trying to make sure that you're monitoring everything that's happening properly versus the production quality. Like in my mind, I can envision and I can see what these broadcasts should look like and feel like and sound like. And my brain sometimes feels like it can only be pulled in so many directions. So, to be able to sort of manipulate the way that some of this looks here, for example, being able to create a graphic that looks like this, coming up this hour, Generosity Live Arizona, and then I'll be able to pull up certain aspects. I'm not gonna give it all away at this point, as I'm just midway through the preparations for Tuesday's broadcast, but you get the idea that when I'm speaking and putting things on the screen at the same time, I have to look away from the camera and it gets distracting. And I'm just curious your thoughts on how can I manage that better? I don't know that I have a great solution. Even just doing simple things like switching cameras can be a lot to keep track of as you're going along. Also, this is a much less flattering angle, especially because I shaved today. I always feel like when I shave, I look chubbier. Like I feel like I look fat. I don't know. Maybe I need to get this camera up higher. Let's try that. Let me come up here. Let me like tilt forward like that. Do I look less chubby? I think so. I think we can go with a little higher approach like that. And then this, of course, this is the iPad camera that you won't see used very often. If it is, it's probably by mistake. This is just the default iPad camera here. So even just set up like this, I have 3 cameras on the, and in fact, even without plugging anything else in, I actually have a 4th camera angle that I can use. I almost forgot about this one. That is pretty wild to me. That is pretty wild. So just using Switcher Studio and being able to pull up the different cameras in front of me. Let's just go ahead and show you this. I mean, now clearly you can see in the top left of the screen there, this Lumix Panasonic G90 is the highest quality camera, but it's nice to be able to see multiple angles of what's happening. And I think as we put the show together next week, I actually did already order another sort of adjustable arm. Maybe we can get even higher up with some of the camera angles so you can sort of see from above how we have everything all set up. So there you go, your little quad angle there with the laptop camera. This is the green iPhone. And we've got the iPad cameras right there. And the Lumix Panasonic. One thing that I wish I could do, of course, is monitor live comments. And when you're connected through custom RTMP into a third party like Restream, it doesn't seem that you're able to do that with the live comments tab within Switcher. So that's going to be a question for the Switcher team. I'd love to be able to actively monitor comments as we're going without having to look at yet another device here, which would be my iPhone. So thank you for tuning in, for listening, for watching. My name is Chris Chubb, the Giving Day Guy. You can go to generositylive.com. Should have made a graphic for that, but you get the idea. Generosity, yeah. So this graphic actually is right. It'll be 12 o'clock Pacific time. And then the other graphics need to be fixed with the time change and re-exported. So I made a note of that. Now, is my personal profile live? No, it's not. That's interesting. But we should be live on YouTube. If I go to my channel here. Yep. What is the delay like? What is the delay like? Yep. What is the delay like? What is the delay like? 17 seconds? Interesting. Good to know. See, every time you run a sound check, a visual check like this, and I choose to do this publicly, you learn new things, right? So every time you press that go live button, you're going to get better at what you do. I'm confident that what we've built over the last 7 years, what you see today is certainly a lot better than what we had than what we were capable of back in sort of early 2015, at least when the mobile live streaming revolution kind of started. Because as disjointed as this has been, when I have a script and I'm ready to rock and roll, and we just have these cameras as just sort of side magic here, I think you really want to kind of use a camera like this just as sort of like Salt Bay. Like, this is not the main reason for being live here. The main reason for being live will be to communicate the messages that we're talking about. So we want to make sure that the approach that we're taking is straightforward and simple enough that you watching at home can understand what we're doing without overcomplicating, right? The best chefs have plenty of ingredients in the kitchen, but the best dishes don't often use every ingredient in the room. In fact, that sounds like it'd be pretty disgusting. So you really want to try and concentrate on creating the best blend of magic that you can from what you have at your disposal. So I'm going to keep practicing this throughout the weekend. I mean, it's only Wednesday afternoon. So we're not at the weekend yet, but this will be my sort of weekend effort, is to get better. One stream at a time, one practice round at a time, one test at a time. So expect to see me here again soon. It's Chris Straub, the Giving Day. There's another thing I got to remember to do. Got to put the phone on focus mode so that I don't get text messages and things while we're rocking and rolling. See that? Every little thing you do makes a difference. And I can't wait to play around with the Rodecaster Pro a little bit more and get all those sound effects and things in order. All right, signing off for now. It's Chris Straub, the Giving Day Guy. We'll see you on Tuesday, April 5th, for the premiere of Generosity Live. If you're watching right now, you're in the right place. I will see you on Tuesday.